my parties to my lovelies. How you doing? How you feeling? Excuse me. Well, now that I know you're doing pretty lovely, let's get into this party on me. Yes, gang stalking is actually a real thing, and a lot of it is tactic. A lot of it is not what you think, and there's a lot more to it than a lot of people may think. And at one point, and sometimes I feel like I've been gang stalked. So, welcome to the community, and I'm here to support the community. And to be honest, it used to be a point where I gave a. Now I don't. I be flipping these motherfuckers off. I be living my motherfucking life, and I be wanting somebody to jump. So I suggest you be the same way. So I'm gonna listen to what they say for a little bit. Then we'll talk about what I need to talk about, and then we can talk about the rest in the chat. If you are, don't be alarmed. They want you to probably take it more than what it actually is. So don't. It's really not that serious. It's really you're really better than you are. And I'm here to give this message because a lot of people live in fear. And I no longer choose to live in fear. And I don't. And I wish a month would run up. And they have. But it be like covert. And we'll get into that later. Let's listen to this Vice.
This has many names: gang stalking, mob stalking, community stalking. You're in the middle of this ridiculous, irrational impossibility that is real and is happening.
First, The Guardian revealed the National Security Agency is collecting telephone records of millions of Verizon customers.
You can surveil someone through their phones, through their certainly through their television sets.
The last year and a half, he's been systematically followed by a group of people.
Does the FBI use drones for surveillance on U.S. soil? Yes.
New Associated Press investigation shows that the Bureau has its own little Air Force with scores of planes flying over American cities, recording video and tracking cell phone conversations.
He has a man outside of his house in a hood, like basically like a hood that looks, and we can.
Well, this almost sounds like gang stalking or something. Have you heard of that?
Many of the things that victims of gang stalking describe are also symptoms of mental disorders.
We're not having a group hallucination. This is actually something that's happening.
Ooh, it could be mental. I agree. Part of it is. Part of it is. Um, and I'll get into that later.
I grew up with my parents. My mother was a medical doctor. My father was a former rocket scientist turned teacher. I grew up with a desire to be a graphic artist. And then I didn't like school very much, so I joined the Navy, and I did that for a couple of years. Didn't like that too much, so I came back to LA and basically lived in Los Angeles as a homeless man, just living on the street. I had my truck with a shell, and I worked as a handyman or construction jobs that I would get. The gang stalking experience started for me when I noticed these black SUVs and other police vehicles driving slowly along the street, but they never came up to me or said anything. And then I had 7 or 8 helicopters hovering directly over my apartment, and then it goes, lie, and it keeps.
I never noticed the helicopters, but perhaps. I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't disagree.
Keeps happening, and it begins to dawn on me that something is going on, and this continued on. Here comes the gang stalking helicopter. Here he comes.
Okay, so enough of the hysteria. Let's get into the meat and the potatoes of what I feel like gang stalking is. You should be alarmed or whatever. So, yes, like when you are being a gangster, you feel like all eyes are on you. You have random people talking to you. Like the other day, I had somebody. It'd be like cohort because even though you are involved with people that are possibly stalking you, some of are monitoring you. Some of them are just regular people. So these people still have to act in the means of the law, even though you think they're above the law because you think they're highly connected. They they are not. They still could go get locked up. Yes, some law enforcement are involved. Some higher authority people are involved, but still they have to still abide by the law because there's people that are not in these groups or organizations that are going to see and understand, and then they'll start talking and speak up. So they still have to act in the parameters of the law, technically, and they only can do what you allow, technically. And their main objective is to stress you out, make you fear, and lower your vibration. So to countervent that, you got to do the opposite. You got to be bold, fearless, high vibrational, and continue to live your life. The opposite of what they actually want. Now, sure, a lot of times they will know your location, and that's the main thing. Is like that sets a lot of people off, but that's okay because if you notice, like the man said, they really don't approach you like with harm intent. They really don't do too much. I've been approached before, and one time I possibly could have got grabbed up, and but it was because I put myself in kind of in a crazy situation. Like, um, I was out late in a secluded area, and then it became not so secluded because somebody approached me, and it was pitch black, and I didn't even give them the time to say nothing to me. I was out of there because anybody who comes to me when I'm by myself and it's pitch black, it's nothing for us to talk about. So that was that. But other than that, the attempts that the close up I have, it be like random stuff. Like I have people make up random stuff to like get a hold of my phone. I had one person ask for my phone number to keep in touch. When I was at this seminar, I had a person or asked to use my phone so they could check something on their phone, and that was a no go. Recently, I had somebody who looked very wealthy. They were like, and they could have just been a regular person, but I'm not gonna put it past them. But they were just like, I'm sorry, I got locked out of my car. Can you call my phone? Because my husband something such and such such. I was like, no, I can't help you. I'm sorry, but I hope you know gets taken care of. Because I didn't know the woman first of all, so I was in my right to not help because I'm not obligated to help somebody that I don't know with my phone, because then you could get access to my phone number, stuff like that. One of my phones has been acting crazy and it's hacked. So you want access to my other phone? No, no, no. Because and the reason I can say it's hacked is because I'm in the middle of using it, and apps are opening and closing on their own. Now it could definitely be a stalker, or it could have just been somebody else that's tech savvy. That I know. So it doesn't necessarily mean that all of it has to be them, but still, I'm not giving you my new number so you can start doing the same thing. Randomly, I get a call New Year's Eve. I've had this number call me before. It's from overseas, cause but then two people can change their numbers and make it be whatever number they want. Cause they also said California, I think, cause it did show up as an international call, but then too I don't know what international numbers look like, but it said international caller. It said Puerto Rico. So I get a call on New Year's Day. Happy New Year, stuff like that. Like, I'm like, who is this? They hang up. I'll get a the phone before it started acting up. I was getting a lot of hang up phone calls, calling, hanging up. So a lot of it is mental thing. But what I realized that there is something deeper because first of all, they want you to lower your vibration, which is live in fear, be scared, be annoyed, be frustrated. All those are lowering you to where you can be attacked. I realize like that a lot of these organizations sometimes they're covens, warlocks, witches who want to keep tabs on you. I had an interesting childhood to where something happened in my life to where I could have been kidnapped and possibly never heard of from again. And I tell that story. And maybe had a set up situation. I don't know. But the way it happened was very spiritual and weird and ironic at the same time. So technically, I mean, I even was supposed to be here anyway. And I attribute that to possibly I was supposed to be a living sacrifice or human sacrifice or whatever. And what that happens is a lot of times money is involved with that. And a lot of times when you're that, it's because you have a lot of spiritual energy and people want to harvest that or whatever. And if they can't get you to do it, if they can't do it, they'll try to get you to do it mentally, if that makes sense. So that's where the mental disorder kind of comes in because they wanted you to seem like you're crazy, you're cuckoo for cocoa puffs, and then if you come and tell the situation, then people gonna look at you as cuckoo. But then too, the more I've gotten in my spiritual journey, I've also realized that you also manifest what you think about. So if you constantly thinking about somebody looking for you, stalking you, coming after you, that's what it's gonna have to manifest. So to basically try not to think about it because that's what's gonna happen and try to focus on the positive in you living a normal life because then eventually that's what has to manifest. Um and I had already been leery of people as it is. So for that to start happening, it was cool, you know. Um so I try to just live my life. Like I go wherever I want to go. There's been time I done experiments where I wouldn't go to a dwelling and just be out and about in my car to see what happened. And nothing really just happens. They just looking and they're just watching. Um I've had incidents happen with my vehicle. The recent one was kind of funny, like where just hubcaps would come up missing on my car, which I need to get rims, but um, like, but all you do is like buy some more, you know. I've had flat tires, get it fixed, you know, stuff like that. Your life goes on. Like that stuff doesn't harm me. That stuff doesn't touch me. It may change my finances for a split second, but it don't really change it that much, you know. So when you put in these situations, you just have to make sure that you know that you got to have the financial means to support yourself. If you get a flat tire, have the financial means to be able to take care of that. If something happens to your vehicle, have the financial means to get you another vehicle. Stuff like that, you know. Um, Continue to live your life normally. Don't focus on that situation so it won't manifest more in your life. Focus on you just living a happy, wealthy, productive life, and eventually, I feel like that stuff will go away. Um, and it's really a scare tactic, so don't be scared. If they approach you, handle that in the way that it needs to be handled, whether it's documentation because it's dealing with somebody at your job, or whether it's somebody approaching you asking to use your phone and you just politely decline. But never just act sporadic, never act out of the ordinary. Always keep your composure. Um, if you want to go out of country, go out of country. What they gonna do is just look at you. People look at people every day on social media. So just look at it as a social experience on social media. Because, like I said, a lot of times it's because they want you to take yourself out. That way, they still get what they wanted for your life, whether it's the sacrifice word that I was talking about. They want you to do it on your own. That's why sometimes your family will, are not dependable, whatever, because some of them are involved. You just never know. Who cares? Whoever's in your love life, you just have to be careful and mindful, because you just have to watch your surroundings at all time, and you just never know who you can trust. They just have to earn that trust before anything. Don't open up to just any and everybody, because there's people that listen, there's eyes out there. And then another thing I thought about, that it could also be extraterrestrials and other people keep an eye on you because maybe you were tied to them. It also could be demons, even though some of them are extraterrestrial demons at times, just keep an eye on you. It could be a group just keep an eye on you. It can also be a protective order keeping an eye on you. Who knows? Because at the end of the day, it's really just eyes. A lot of them are not physically causing you harm. The only physical harm that they're causing is to have you question everything. So don't let that scare you. Don't let it bother you. And stay positive. Keep your vibration high, because it comes a point where you can't really be attacked spiritually when you just keep a high vibration, and they know that. So these people want you to stay confused and crazy, because then you can be attacked spiritually. And if you don't know what spiritual attacks are, it can also be towards your finances, to your loved ones, all that. So, which also causes you to be in a lower state and destruct on your own. So we don't want that. Just vibe high and live life. Live your life. Don't be in fear. Don't be in high. Live your life. And if anything is, and take every situation as, this is what's happening to me now. This person's in my face, but they're being cordial. I'm just gonna come politely decline, or whatever. Go where you want to go. Take trips where you want to go. Be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you at a job to where you can finance and work for yourself to financially support yourself and your family, and you'll be okay. Period.
That I can think of that would get that many people in this collective effort to get rid of you.
This happens to you enough, believe me, you will feel stress. You will get that feeling of helplessness. This is not just like a gang of random people just doing this for, like randomly or without a plan. This is procedural.
The psychiatric definition of delusion.
And another thing I would say, yes, it is for people who haven't experienced it. It's for me. I've also feel like it's due to exes that I've had in the past, certain secret societies dealing with them. Like I said, I feel like I could have been trafficked to one of those people when I was younger. Um, Also, people come and evaluate your giftedness as a child. They say they give you that test with the beeping in your ear. So, what if it's those people coming to keep an eye on you, as well? Because sometimes I do feel like I'm a special type of person. So, sometimes I feel like it's just people keeping an eye out as well. Um, as well as, I feel like I dealt with somebody internationally, and a lot of the people that I feel like do it are not from the U.S. And I just feel like it's because broke off that relationship that was meant to be my handler or whatever, keep an eye on me. Then now other people have to do it. And when I say it means like bugging cars, they'll be close to your car, people in your cars, walking by your car, knowing where you are at random times. Who cares? Know where I am, but just don't do nothing that you regret, because I am vicious. I'm very vicious. But as long as you don't touch me and all that, then we Gucci. And a lot of times I do wish harm to these people. I'm not gonna cap because I want them harm be to have like a problem before they reach me, if that makes sense. Like, and sometimes it happens. Sometimes I can be driving down the road and I'll see these accidents and this and that, but it's because you don't know who you messing with. But then too, they obviously do know who they messing with, so that's why they have to watch, because something simple as a car accident, like, they probably more scared than we are, to be honest. And um, some of these people could be secret services, FBI's, or whatever, who may know that something about us that we don't know. Who knows? And they just keep an eye. But whatever, it it is more structured, because it's like, bro, how you know I'm here? They're meant to know. They're paid to know. And that's okay. Just don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't converse with me, and we Gucci. And definitely don't put your hands on me, because then I'm gonna put my hands on you, and then we even. And then it ends right then. Um Luckily, a lot of these people, I haven't seen a lot of them with weapons, thankfully. A lot of them is just eyes and scare tactics. That's basically it.
Tend to focus on really two principles. One is that the ideas that you have are not very vulnerable to evidence. The other is that people in your culture don't share your beliefs. The question becomes, if you can find 10,000 people on the internet who believe the same thing as you, is it a delusion? Is it bizarre? Quite possibly not. If everybody believes this stuff, how is it in any way insane?
But I would say, if you are being stalked, just know you're a very special, special person, a highly sought after person, maybe even a more very gifted person, very powerful person, and just just be aware of those things opposed to what you're not. And it's just people who mad, people that feel like they got to keep an eye on you. That's really it. That's all. And just continue to live your mother freaking life. That's the best thing I can say, because one thing you don't want to do is go into that dark place that you may not be able to get out of, and not choose not to live your life. I would live your life out loud. Baby, so what? Become the president. That's what you want to be, become the motherfucking president. Let them have something to see. Don't live in fear. I choose not to live in fear, and I live a very open life, to where if I'm out, so they could easily walk up on me. And I've been out for about a year now. I feel so much better. And yes, I see them, they see me, they get very close. I don't care. Because what are they gonna do about it? I'm doing me. I suggest they do them, because that's all they can do. They definitely can't stop me from doing me. And I suggest that you say the same, and just know that you're not alone. People do understand. We understand each other. We know what's going on. Nobody has to care. Just live your life. Don't even bring it up unless you just have to, because it don't really matter. They don't really matter. You still live alive. You still thriving. You still blessed. You still can be any and everything you want to be. You just have an audience. So you have an audience, use it to your advantage. That means people probably want to see you more than what you want to see. So get your audience and get paid for your audience. Who's to say? Get paid for it. Enjoy it. Cause at least you're protected. Because like I said, we assume that it's bad. It could very well be good. We don't really know. We only assume the worst, so we get the worst. But let's say that we assume the positive. Let's say it's helpers. Let's say it's your spiritual team. Let's say it's your somebody checking on you. Who's to say? And that's how value you are, that people really gotta spend money to check on you, and body jump or whatever spiritual corset, whatever they got to do to keep an eye on you. That means you're valuable, and not just to the people, to a conglomerate. Very valuable, and a lot of times people that are thought they keep to themselves. They're isolated. But think about how powerful and how important you have to be that millions of eyes are on you. Yeah, yeah. So own that ish. I know I will. And best of luck. You're not alone and you're okay. And I just feel like I had to say that today.